So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Jennifer Hardy speaking to you today. And of course, you are listening to the Unstoppable Podcast Show. I hope you're all having a fantastic day or evening wherever you are. So, today I am joined by the lovely Jackie Ellis. And Jackie, you are initially a Facebook ads expert, but there's more to it than just that, isn't there?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I am a mother of two, a wife and a mother of two. And I started out in my business actually working 9 to 5 and doing Facebook ads on the side. And I was a stressed out hot mess trying to work full time and get my kids everywhere that they needed to be. And I ended up giving myself a heart attack, quite literally, at 34 years old. And I knew that something needed to change in my life.
Oh my goodness. So how did you obviously you knew like once that had happened, when something so severe happens like that really
hmm
is a call of, okay, has this been my fault or has this been something that's just a medical thing? But did you kind of know in your heart of hearts that you had something to do with this happening?
Yeah, it was so strange the way that it happened because I was actually in the best shape of my life. I was training to compete in an event, and I was out on a run when I had a heart attack, and
Wow.
I had months and months of testing done to see what caused it, and it was inconclusive. They were like, "This must be a fluke because your heart, your body is in perfect condition. We don't know why this happened," and it really made me search inside um, and reflect on the way that I was living my life, because if it wasn't because of physical reasons, there was nothing wrong with my heart or my health, then why did this happen to me? And what it really made me figure out was that I wasn't living my life according to what I said my priorities were. And that was my family. I mean, like family above everything else, basically. And the way that I was showing up in my life was work before everything else. And I was so exhausted when I came home in the evening that I was falling asleep on the couch, when I should be helping my kids with homework or spending time with them. And um, yeah, I was just stressed and tired. And when I realized that I had kind of done this to myself, I was able to then turn things around and start figuring out how I could live my life according to my priorities.
My goodness. So no, was there anything before as well? Like any symptoms? Nothing at all.
I have always been a very go, go, go person, stay
Yeah.
busy. Um, and I think I just ignored the signs of stress up until that point. So, yes, looking back, of course, there were probably signs, not signs that I was going to have a heart attack, but
Yeah.
signs that I wasn't slowing down and taking care of myself or listening to what I needed to do.
Yeah. When you then spoke just then about when this had happened, you knew
Mhm.
that things had to change. I'd love to know what were those things just initially in the beginning as you were trying to get yourself well. What were the things that you began to understand and to do in order to help you get better, and of course to actually completely change the way that you were working, you were showing up.
Yeah, well, I think deep in my heart, I knew that the number one thing that needed to change was something around my work.
Yeah.
I knew that that was a major stress in my life. But I wasn't ready to accept that quite yet. It's not like I had a heart attack and then a couple days later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to change my life, right? This was actually quite a long process of me figuring out, reflecting and figuring out how to start taking care of myself and what I needed. It took me probably a year, a little over a year before, actually it was the anniversary of my heart attack that week that I realized kind of what steps I needed to take. But So it was a little bit of a long journey, but some of the things that I needed to figure out myself were how to de-stress, how to decompress, how to relax. I didn't really know how to relax. And so I started doing things like journaling and praying and reflecting. And one of the biggest helps actually was acupuncture. I started seeing an acupuncturist because I was having some pain in my neck just from all the stress. And he was, forcing me to lie down on a table and close my eyes and relax. And that was like not comfortable at all to me.
Oh.
And after a few weeks of that, I started to realize that that was something that I really needed. And I think that time on the table with my eyes closed, just kind of being still, and the time that I was taking writing in a journal just about what I was thinking, really helped me figure out what I needed to change, which leads me back to I knew that my work was a major factor
Yeah.
in all of this.
Is that when you started this business then? Or was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. So you knew that you had skills and talents elsewhere, and you decided to apply them to a different field to get a more kind of freedom-based lifestyle. So talk to me a little bit about that then, because for anyone beginning a business as well, that can be really stressful. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and put a lot of pressure on yourself to launch it properly and to have everything perfect. But so what changes were there this time around when you were launching this? Were you just, I'm just going to take my time, I'm going to enjoy this process? How did it work? How did it go?
Yeah. Well, I had met an amazing woman at a little workshop that I went to about Facebook ads. This was right after my heart attack, actually, in 2016. And a year later, I reached out to her because I had this feeling like this was something that I could do. I was a marketing director. That was my full-time job. And so I had experience with Facebook ads, but I didn't know that that was a thing that you could actually do for a living, right? So I reached out to this woman and I just wanted her to mentor me. Like I just wanted to learn from her. That's all. And she said, I would actually love for you to work part-time for me. So I started working with her and learning from her. And that really opened up my eyes to the possibilities. I mean, she was making an amazing living doing this for some amazing entrepreneurs running their Facebook ads. And that kind of opened my eyes and gave me the confidence to go out on my own. And it was just last December, right before my kids got out for holiday break, that I decided, you know what, enough is enough. I want to spend the holidays home with them and not have a babysitter or, camp or something to send them to. This is going to be the start of my new adventure. And luckily I wasn't jumping from a 9 to 5 job into a business that was completely unrelated. I feel like that would have been a lot more stressful. I just decided to take on a couple clients who had already contacted me and start fresh in the new year. And it was honestly a pretty easy transition. It was more of the realizing the change that I needed to make that was scarier,
Yeah.
months prior. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Excellent. And with your business now then, do you love it? Do you just think this is it? This is what I should have been doing?
I absolutely love it. My husband cracks me up because he has no understanding of what I do at all. He
Yeah,
does.
just mine.
Yeah. But I love everything about it. I love the geeky side of it with the tech and the numbers. And I love the creative side of getting to work with my clients on, what images we're going to use and how we're going to talk to their audience in their copy. And I just love it. I love my work.
Excellent, amazing. So, where is it in the online space that we can find you then as well? I take it do you have a group or anything like that?
I do have a group on Facebook. It's called Clicks, Clients, and Impact.
Excellent.
And you can also find that through my website. And my website is jackie-ellis.com.
Wonderful. And I know that you do short calls with people if they're interested in working with you, where you can get to know them a little bit more?
Absolutely. On my contact page, they can fill out a little form, and I am happy to talk Facebook ads all day long.
Amazing. So one last thing I would love to ask you, Jackie.
Hmm.
This episode's been fantastic, and I hope that people out there listening really kind of take heed to the words that you're saying, because this is really serious. What happened to you, no matter how you look at it, you've been extremely lucky. Like, yes, this has happened. You've had this horrific thing happen in the way of a heart attack, but you have managed to then completely turn this round. And I know women out there, because I work with so many that are in the position of feeling stressed out. They want to have it all. They want to do it all now. You know,
Hmm.
long game, is just not in their psyche. They want everything to happen fast, which then means that they're putting themselves under so much pressure. So I would
Hmm.
love to know if you have any advice on what you would give to those women who do feel the pressure of wanting to have it all.
I would say that the steps that I took to realize what I needed to do is what I suggest to other women as well. And that's really just sitting down and making a list of your priorities. Like, what are the most important things in your life?
Mm.
And then how can you live your life aligned with those priorities? When I was going through this process, I found this quote online, and I actually ended up buying a little painted sign that has it on it, and it hangs in my living room. And it says, ask yourself what is really important, and then have the wisdom and the courage to build your life around your answer. And that really motivates me every day. I think that when we have such big goals, such big amazing dreams, and we want to accomplish those things quickly, that we get wrapped up in the business so easily, and then our priorities, we realize they're getting pushed aside a little bit. And the whole reason that we do these things is so that we can live a better life, right? And so I think just keeping those top of mind and trying to build our business aligned with those priorities is the most important thing that women can do.
Absolutely, 100%. Completely agree with you there. Thank you so much for sharing time with me today. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. It's super inspiring. And for me as well, I am still a victim. I'm still guilty of pushing myself when I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Where I could be actually thinking, well, I'm feeling stressed here. This is not the reason why I got into this. This is not the reason why
Mm-hmm.
I started this business. Let's just take some time away, or take some time out, and relax a little bit, and know that everything will unfold in its time, when it's meant. So thank you so much for being a guest today. I really appreciate having you, Jackie.
Thank you so much for having me.
And if anyone out there wants to know a little bit more about Jackie's journey or story, or of course wants to find out about how you can work with her, then please just pop below and you will find all of her links to all of her social media, and of course the website where you can fill out that page, and organise a chat with Jackie. If you want to find out a little bit more about Unstoppable, of course, as well, just below Jackie's information, you will have mine. And you can get to know a little bit about Unstoppable, what we're all about, and of course apply for the podcast show. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening again to you, wherever you are in the world. I hope you've taken the nuggets that are here, and that you're going to apply them and take action on them over the next couple of weeks and months and into the new year. Speak to you all soon. Bye.